guys, we are back this week showing you how we make our flour, starting with planting our wheatgrass in these trays here. We are going to show you in stages how the wheat grows and then eventually how we get that wheat into the small amount of flour. We will be starting out by planting these wheat berries into these trays. Wheatgrass is really high in vitamins and nutrients. 1 ounce shot of wheatgrass juice is equivalent to 2 pounds of vegetables, which is insane and amazing. And you want to make them quite dense, so 1 good handful per tray, I'd say. So 1 big handful for Chris, or 2 big handfuls for me. We're going to cover that now with dirt and do the other 2 trays, and then we will give it a little bit of a water and watch it grow. So some people might ask why we don't just grind down these wheat berries, and that's because the amount of nutrients that comes from the wheatgrass is something that we really wanted to incorporate into our diet because of all the nutrients and vitamins in them. And then also we're on the challenge to only eat what we could catch, grow, harvest, or raise. So definitely wanted to do this on our own. Also, the amount of wheat berries that come from 1 strand would be about 5, so it's about 5 times the amount of wheat that we would get just if we ground the wheat berries themselves.
Hi guys, so it's been a couple weeks since we planted our wheatgrass, just over 2 weeks. Just wanted to show you a bit of an update of how it's coming in. So as we kind of said, we eat it for nutrition. It's super nutritious, and just kind of eat the shoots, a little bits here and there. We'll just kind of pull off. Most people will juice it. We're super lazy and we don't have a juicer, so Steph doesn't like this as much, but I just chew it. Get all the juices out, spit it out. Super nutritious. I do that every morning. And yeah, so this will continue to grow into wheat. We'll get too tall probably about there, and we'll start showing you again once we start to get the little shoots that come off of it. But just wanted to give you an update on what it looks like about 2 weeks in. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since we last showed you an update on our wheat here, and we've moved it down to the lower deck just to get a little bit more sun for it, and it's coming in nicely. So we'll probably let this grow for another 2 or 3 weeks, I would say, and then we'll show you the next process of harvesting it and drying it out. But yeah, really happy with how it's coming along. Looks good. So a couple weeks and it'll be ready to harvest. So it's been about 3 weeks since we last checked in with you regarding our wheat, and we're starting to get some nice big wheat berries, and we stopped watering this about a week and a half ago just to start letting it dry out, which is great. So we are now going to cut these off, tie them into a bushel, and leave them to hang and dry for another week or so, and then we'll show you how we turn this into the very small amount of flour that we get. But yeah, we're excited to have some more flour. So we've got our bushels of wheat here. We're going to go hang these up to dry in the sun for another week or so, and then we'll show you how we turn this into flour. All right, so we have our 3 little bundles of wheat that have now been drying for a couple extra days here. And normally if you kind of had bigger amounts, you'd kind of set up a tarp and do this whole thing called threshing, which is basically where you just kind of beat these end things against a tarp or beat them inside a bucket to get them all out. These ones, I've done a couple samples, they're a little bit harder to get out, so we're going to do it by hand, which is going to be a little bit tedious, but we'll get started. And you can kind of see that they have the grains on there. Some have more than others, so that one looks like it's got about 7. Some of them are smaller ones, only have 2, so quite a range in sizes. But basically, if you kind of rub these end bits here and break those up, you'll start to get these wheat berries that come out of there, and they are nice and hard, which is great. So that's kind of what you want, because that's the actual part that we will grind into flour. So I don't know if you could hear those hit the tin there, but we'll get a close-up as well, and that's the kind of hard wheat berry part that you want. We'll show you how to grind into flour when we're done. So I'll get started on the tedious process of working away on this for the extremely small amount of wheat we're going to get, and yeah, we'll keep you posted on how it's going. So as you can see, there's not very much in there, but some other husks and things we'll have to clear out. But you can kind of separate it. If you almost pan it like gold, all the light husks will rise to the top, and then you can kind of clear out and just see the wheat berries that are left in the bottom there. So we'll do a little zoom in and let you have a look at what the one cluster has got us, and then I'll work away on the other 2. And you can kind of see those are the wheat berries that you eventually want to grind into flour. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our finished wheat berries there. They've been separated from all the husks, and now the last kind of easy step is to put it into the grinder that we have here. And we'll put a link to this down in the description there, so you can check out its sort of home kitchen cereal grinder that we use to grind down the flour. And then we will sift it, and it'll be ready to use. So we'll dump this in, get this going, and show you what that looks like. We'll probably play some nice background music, because this thing is extremely noisy. So yeah, let's dump this in and get going. Okay, so we ground that for about 3 minutes, which is the time that we found is good for flour. And now the last step is just to sift it into the flour that we'll use to batter things or thicken a gravy or whatever the small amount that we have can do with. So let's start sifting. So we've got a bowl of flour there that we're going to put in a measuring cup just so we can show you exactly how much we got off those 3 trays of wheatgrass. And then on top of that, we also do have some grinds that we also use in things that we batter and kind of any extra things like that. It doesn't need to be quite so finely ground flour, but this is the good stuff, so let's get it in here and see how much we got. Pretty much exactly 1 cup bang on there is what we get out of that. So that is 3 trays worth of wheatgrass and about 2 or 3 months worth of growing, and that cup will have to last us another 3 months. So that's how we grind our flour and use the wheatgrass for nutrition as well. So we kind of get to utilize both things, which was nice during our challenge. And if you want to see more about our challenge and what we've been doing this year, you can hit like and subscribe below and check out some of our other videos. We'll see you guys next week.